Hello and welcome back. In section 3.5, we get to work with symbolic arguments. So the basic format is that we'll have premise 1, some type of statement there. Premise 2, another statement here, a line, and then a conclusion. Therefore, blank. The basic setup of this is premise 1 and premise 2 then conclusion. Argument is valid if the truth table is true in every case. Recall that is referred to as a tautology. An implication if we're having an if-then. Okay, so let's work on just a quick example. So, premise 1 will be if you are in Mth115 001, then you are working online. Premise 2 for us will be you are in Mth115-001, and our conclusion, you are working online. So let's see if this is indeed a valid argument. Well, P will be you are in Mth115-001. Q will be you are working online. So I'll make a quick little truth table for this guy. We only have 2 basic ones, so we only need the 4 rows. So our usual true, 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 false, false, true, false, false to get us started. So premise 1 was an if-then. So if P, then Q, which we know is true, false, true, true from previous sections. If you need more work on the if-thens, go on back and do a little bit of review on earlier chapter 3 stuff. Premise 2, you are in Mth115-001. That is P by itself. So for this one, we would then have a column for if P then Q, ANDed with our second argument. premise 2, you are in Mth115, that is statement P. Make one column just for that guy. So true for row 1, false for row 2, false for row 3, false for row 4. And then we'll have our whole if-then. So our conclusion was you are working on line that is, as we saw, statement Q. So if we have P implies Q and P, then Q. So we're going from this one to column Q. True followed by true is true. False followed by anything is true in the if-thens. False followed by anything again is true for any if-then. So this one is a valid argument. All of the AND results were true. So this is a valid argument. And in general, that will be a valid argument if we have the form P implies Q, premise 2 is P, and a conclusion of Q is going to be a valid argument. Those 3 dots, by the way, are mathematical shorthand for the word therefore. So let's take a look at a similar sounding kind of argument. So premise 1, if you are in Mth115-001, then you are 10 feet tall. Premise 2, you are in Mth115-001, and our conclusion therefore you are 10 feet tall. So we want to know, is this a valid argument? This one is still a yes. This is the exact same format that we had before. It happens that P is true and Q is false. But remember, on our truth table, we'll just look at that row. So when P is true and Q is false, so that's just row 2. We'll just focus in on row 2 of the truth table. If P then Q is false, if P then Q and it with a P is false, if P then Q and P, therefore Q, false followed by false, is true in an if-then argument. So this is still a valid argument. It just happens that Q is incorrect. I'm not going to draw in the rest of them. All rows, same as previous example. So we already have the truth table for this guy. So I'm not going to recreate the whole thing. Okay. Again, same question, valid argument or not a valid argument. If the animal is a cat, this is for P1, then it has 4 legs. Premise 2, the animal is not a cat, and our proposed conclusion, therefore the animal does not have 4 legs. So we want to know, is this a valid argument? So let's translate this into symbols. I need a little bit more room to work. So in symbols, so statement P will be the animal is a cat. Q will be animal has 4 legs. So premise 1 said if the animal is a cat, P, then it has 4 legs, Q. Premise 2, the animal is not a cat, so not P. And our proposed conclusion would be, therefore, the animal does not have 4 legs, therefore not Q. And I want to know, is this a valid argument? So again, I can go to my truth tables. This one just has P's and Q's in it, so the basic 4-row truth table is just fine. If P then Q, we've seen that one several times already. True, false, true, true. This time we'll need a not P column, so false, false, true, true. Negation, remember, just flips the truth value. We will need an if P then Q and not P column. So false, false, true, true. We'll also need a not Q column. False, true, false, true. And then our final one, we'll try to squeeze it in here. If P then Q and not P. Close it up, therefore not Q. Okay, and if then with these 2 columns, false followed by anything is true, false followed by anything is true, true followed by false is false, true followed by true is okay. If we have even one case in the end result that is false, it is not a valid argument. Okay, so if it forms a tautology, all true in the final result, it is a valid argument. If there's even one error in it and even one false in the end result, the whole thing is false. So this is false under the circumstances that the animal was not a cat, but Q was true, the animal did have 4 legs. So for example, a dog. Not a cat, and has 4 legs. So in section 3.5, I would recommend 1 to 6 all. and 7 to 63 on the odds. If you have any questions, please get in touch. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Stay safe out there.